Alright, yo, so today I'm going to be telling you about and showing y'all the new demon fighting style coming to Project Slayers. But if you haven't seen it already, the new fighting style coming to Project Slayers is the Swamp Demon fighting style. And I know some of y'all might not remember him because he had kind of a small role in the show, but I'm going to tell y'all his attack set is pretty cool. So without further ado, let's get right into the showcase. Alright, yo, but first things first, as you can see, this fighting style has a total of 6 moves. These moves being Swamp Puddle, Traveling Claws, Swamp Eject, Swamp Trap, Self-Replication, and Swamp Domain. But let's take a look here at the first move, Swamp Puddle. Alright, I can see what's happening here. It's low-key like a travel slash offense move. It's kind of reminding me of the magma travel from GPO. But yeah, it seems like more of a calm attack. Nothing crazy, but it looks kind of cool. But if I had to give this attack a rating out of like, is it really useful? I'll probably say like a 3 out of 10. Because this attack is probably only going to be useful when someone's stunned. And after that, they're probably just going to jump out of it. And then you're going to get called lagging for being inside the floor. So yeah, I give this attack a 3 out of 10. Alright, but on to the next attack, Traveling Claws. As you can see right here, it's basically just an attack where you teleport to a player and slice them, stunning them for like a quick 2 seconds. Which is actually really cool. Like, this attack actually looks dope as hell. And I hope the range on this attack isn't crazy, because if it is, that's gonna be broken. Like, I hope it's like a 10 feet, 15 feet radius, which is probably the right thing, but you know, we never know. It's not out yet. And as you can see right here, it can be used to hit multiple players at the same time. So if people are bunched together or in sort of a close vicinity, you can hit them both at the same time. As you just saw right there, he hit 2 players. But once again, overall, I would have to give this attack maybe a solid 7 out of 10. Because, you know, it's a cool attack, but it's lacking the substance that like a 10 out of 10 attack would get. But overall, it is a pretty cool attack, and I would use it. Also, if you have gotten this far into the video, can you just hit the subscribe button? You know, down there, it is free, bro. It is completely free. It would really help me a lot. Like, look at this, bro. Only 2% of y'all subscribe, bro. Come on, please make this number go up. Alright, on to our next attack called Swamp Eject. This attack is pretty much when you just hide yourself into the ground waiting for players to pass and you can pounce on them. But this attack, as you can see in Project Slayers, is like really reused, like when you have to jump at somebody with like a sort of curve attack. It's used in the water breathing style and the frame breathing style. So this attack is kind of getting old for me, but you know, it looks cool still. They all have their own subtle twist to them. But that's something that I do hope Project Slayers fixes in the future, and adding some originality to every single one of these attack styles. From what I'm getting so far of this fighting style, it seems more boss orientated. It doesn't really seem like something somebody would use against a player. But that's just my opinion so far. I don't know yet. I haven't seen all the attacks. But overall, I would have to give Swamp Eject a 5 out of 10 purely because of its originality factor. It has like no originality to it. But on to our next attack, Swamp Trap. Swamp Trap is basically just an attack where you can reach into the ground, sticking other players into the floor. This attack, I would see it as basically just a combo exchange, or stunning the player for a few seconds, allowing you to regen your health and allowing you to hit them into another combo. Like if a person falls out the air after hitting them with a combo, you can get them stuck and then hit them again with another combo. But as you can see right here, there's not much to it. I kind of just explained everything that it could be used for. And as you can see right here, the attack itself lasts for a pretty long time. So you will have enough time to get yourself into another combo. But overall, I would have to give this attack like an 8 out of 10 because it's actually really good for combos, and it seems like a cool attack just to use in general. But anyways, on to our next attack. Alright, y'all, but now we are going to get on to the next attack called Self-Replication. This attack is basically just when the player reaches his hands into the floor, making 2 clones of itself to fight your enemy. And no, these clones are not exactly as strong as you. They are just 2 little really easy to kill clones. Like a player can literally hit them one time and they'll disappear. And if one of your replications does happen to hit the enemy, they will send them flying. Keep in mind, these swamp replications do tend to get perfect block, and if they do get perfect block, it will transfer back to you. Considering since their moveset is so basic, they're really easy to predict and perfect block. So if they get perfect block, you get perfect block. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword right there. But that's pretty much all we got for the self-replication attack. But what I don't like about the replications is that they don't look like the player at all. They're more or less just their own type of model. If we're gonna base this off of accuracy, when the guy in the anime uses his swamp replicas, they actually look like him. But as you can see in Project Slayers, they look nothing like the player. But you know, overall, I would have to give this attack a solid 8 out of 10 because it's still a good attack. It just has its hiccups here and there. But I do like the concept. There's nothing really like it in the game right now, and it would be a breath of fresh air for a new type of attack. But you know, all I really got out of that was an 8 out of 10. Alright, but on to our last and final attack, Swamp Domain. This attack is pretty much just when the player reaches their hands into the floor, making their swamp domain go around them, and any player who walks into your vicinity will take damage. And as you can see, if someone is stuck inside of your swamp domain, they are not able to move for a little while. I'm not gonna lie, if you're stuck in there the entire time of the attack's duration, you are going to take some heavy damage. And you know, it also gives a player some time to heal because while you're doing this attack, the player is stuck, like I said. And if you're on the receiving end of this attack, there is like a block type of mechanism. Like, you know, when you hit someone at the same time with the block, you have to press the keys to get out of it. It's that same mechanism. But overall, this is probably the second best, if not the best attack I've seen out of this fighting style. It's almost better, if not on par with the traveling claws. But overall, I would have to give this attack a 9 out of 10 in my opinion. It looks cool, it does a lot of damage, and it has a cool mechanism if you're getting a hit with it. But that's all I really got to say about this fighting style. It's got its hiccups, but overall, it's a pretty cool fighting style nonetheless. But without further ado, I'm have to ask you to like the video if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and join the Discord link in the description. But without further ado, I'm gonna see y'all later.